Good morning, Mr. Guevara. I am Jacky Mcia from the BSN 3 level, section N8. Today I am here to participate in our IELTS speaking test parts 1, 2, and 3. So, in part 1, there are two topics. It's about my hometown or village and my accommodation. So, the question under the hometown or village are the following. What kind of place is it? What's the most interesting part of my town or village? What kind of jobs do the people in our or in my town or village do? Would you say it's a good place to live in and why? And under the accommodation questionnaire, um, these are the following. Tell me about the kind of accommodation you live in. How long have you lived there? What do you like about living there? And what sort of accommodation would you most like to live in? So, my town is a little but special that has a place in my being. That is very special corner of my being. So, it is roughly 4 hectares in size, situated in Toledo City, and that is according to my approximation. It may not be as big or as new as the others, yet it has something that makes it unique and lovely. That is its warmth and simplicity. The most fascinating aspect of living there is the feeling of belongingness and familiarity. Nearly everyone is familiar with one another, which is good. Whether you are from the adjacent purok or from the surrounding barangay. This familiarity breeds a high sense of community wherein people assist each other and share in other people's success and problems. So the prime source of income in my hometown, because we are located to a large mining company of copper, is mining. So many locals work there to take care of their families. This type of employment has been the pillar of our community for decades already, and it has opened up chances for individuals to develop their standard of living. Apart from mining, there are also residents that practice small businesses and other off jobs like call center. But mining is the most prevalent job. So, in spite of the fact that there is some industrial work close by, the town remains a tranquil and serene place. So, life in that town is not hectic nor complicated. Individuals spend time greeting one another, collecting at a community occasion, and preserving customs that ensure the spirit of community continues. Tranquility in the community makes the residents live more happily than they would in the more hectic and noisy life in the city. So, to me, my hometown is more than a place on the map. It's a home that provides comfort, peace of mind, and security. Its simplicity, friendly community, and peaceful environment are a good place to call home and one I will always treasure with pride. So, under the accommodation topic, I am living under the roof of my maternal uncle. So, a house which has already become my second home. I have been residing here for around 4 years now, from grade 12 until present. Even prior to that, I was also well familiar with this house as I would go here for nearly 2 years during my high school life. If I add it all up, I have already spent 6 years of my life here. And so the house is really a big part of my own story. So, what I really like about living here is having the opportunity to exercise independence. From the previous time, if I remember correctly, when I was living with my grandparents, I have learned how to be more responsible and take charge of my own daily routine. So, since my uncle and his wife are not present residing in this home, there is a greater liberty and room allowed for me to develop independently. So, initially, it was somewhat difficult adjusting to life without their direct supervision. But ultimately, I have discovered that this is beneficial for helping me become mature. It taught me to make right decisions, take responsibilities, and to live life from a different angle, everything in a positive manner. So, the second reason why I love staying here is that the house provides me with the most important atmosphere I cherish, the quietness and peace. I have always wanted a setting in which I can study, think, and unwind with not so many distractions. This place provides me with warmth and comfort, which makes it rather easy to feel right at home. So, it is a place where I can relax after a busy day at school and at the same time be efficient when necessary. I hope that my background noise doesn't distract you. So, in total, life here has not only provided me with accommodation, but also the chance to develop and grow as an individual. So, for the part 2 of the IELTS test, speaking test, um, we have questions or it wanted me to describe something that I own which is very important. Um, I must answer the following questions: where I got it from, how long I have had it, and what I use it for, and also explain why it is important for me. Also, a rounding of question: is it valuable in terms of money, or would it be easily to replace? So, the most precious item for me is I think my cuddly bear toy given by my friend David. So I have had it for roughly 2 years now, and it is very special item in my heart. This teddy bear, this grizzly bear, was really a gift from him on our anniversary, friendship anniversary, and ever since, it's more than just a toy for me. I take it as my pillow of comfort and leave it next to me every night. So, having it near me helps me not to feel alone. So, especially during times when I need comfort and warmth. So, yeah, this study holds significance not just due to its role as a comfort object, but rather because of the individual who presented it to me. So, David is my friend from the time we were in kindergarten, and the two of us have created innumerable memories together. Our bond has never been weak, and this gift from him represents all those years of camaraderie, friendship, and laughter shared. So now that we are in college and don't get to see each other every day anymore, the stuffed bear reminds me of his being present in my life. So every time I hug or look at the bear, it makes me feel close to David even though we are far apart. It makes me realize that friendship is not easily broken, even when we are far from each other. The bear, to me, is irreplaceable and cannot be exchanged with anything else. Not because of its looks or composition, but because of the love, consideration, and history behind it. So, in my prerogative, having this stuffed bear with me is like having a part of my best friend. It is a comfort, security, and emotional energy source that I hold very precious. So, moving on for the third part of the IELTS speaking test, there is a topic, there are two topics: how people's value have changed with questions, what kind of things give status to people in my country, have things changed since my parents' time, and another topic is the role of advertising. It only has one question. So, do I think advertising influences what people buy? So, a degree really does change the standing of a person here in the Philippines. It is usually perceived as a path to a brighter future, particularly when it is possible to employ it as a stepping stone to earning a living overseas. In most instances, degree holders are accorded the greater amount of respect not merely because they have a degree but also owing to the prospects that are associated with it. In the Philippines, people have a lot of respect for professionals and even more respect for those who are able to work overseas. As working abroad is indeed connection or in connection with financial stability and success. But I have also seen the other side of this. Many families abuse or exploit their relatives that are working overseas. They usually take for granted that just because a person is working abroad, they have an unlimited amount of money to remit back home. So this heavily burdens overseas Filipino workers who give up everything only to fulfill never-ending expectations from their loved ones. So since my parents' time or generation until now, this cycle has hardly changed at all. So while some OFWs manage to escape such situations by setting boundaries or building their own lives abroad, many are still struggling with this form of financial dependency. So as correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's called crab mentality already. So another thing to note is that certain individuals who work overseas become arrogant with their success and income. So there is nothing wrong with celebrating a success, but inordinate display of wealth or status tends to invite opportunists or users or manipulators. These are people who employ the use of friendship or familial relationships to profit from the effort of the OFWs. So this is another source of pressure because others who work overseas now have to become an or look out rather constantly for being exploited. So ultimately, even as a degree and foreign employment unlock avenues of respect and possibility, they have their own problems that need wisdom, humility, and tenacity to conquer. So these are all my answers for those three-part test or speaking test. I hope that you enjoy um, my video. um, and see you on the next one. Goodbye, sir. Thank you.